Oh yeah, Nash with the Tampa Drain dudes. About 7:30, we're getting ready to head out to this job this morning, and you know, as it comes with being a small business owner, we had the customer cancel this morning of. It happens sometimes. This is why companies charge, you know, 30%, 25%, 50% even on deposits to secure a job. That way the company's not out. We picked up all the material and everything already this week, but we will reuse it on other jobs, so we're not going to fret that. We don't charge any kind of deposit to secure jobs with us. We want to start off our business with complete trust with the customer. So we front all the money for all the materials. Sometimes it comes back and it bites us in our ass, like today. But like I said, we will reuse all that material. It's pouring rain, so installing right now wouldn't be the most wonderful thing anyways. So just going to take that as a sign from the good old Lord above that it wasn't meant to be at that job. That being said, we did reschedule another job already this morning. Our client for tomorrow, which was going to be a pretty big job, a full day job, can move forward to today now, which means tomorrow we can leave early for our fishing trip.
To that I say, all right, all right, all right.
So go ahead, go grab everything from the storage unit and get onto this job, meet the boys there. New job we will be doing for the day. There's Brandon.
Yeah.
Joe's unloading the tarps and some pipe right now, and then we got our guy Tristan coming as well, so it'll be a 4-man job today, but fear none, you can do this by yourself. You'll just have a really terrible time. It'll be sweaty, hot, tiring, and your back's gonna hurt for about 6 months.
Could be worse. How? Could be raining.
What we've got today, you can see how much water is already coming down through here. We did just get a real good storm this morning, which is awesome because it's going to make this job extremely wet. Our client today has a pretty simple install that we will be doing. It's going to be a yard drain. Downspouts will be tied in also. You can see there's water all along the fence line. Whenever they grade these builds, they grade them towards each other and then down to the street. Never enough down the street though to where the water actually makes it out. So we're going to be running solid corrugated pipe. Has no perforations, no holes in it. Solid pipe is moving water from point A to point B. We're going to have a single way catch basin right here. Catch basins are just little buckets with filters on top that let the water soak into them and move down the line. We'll be tying in this downspout right here, as well as the neighbor's downspout right there. Coming down the line, we'll have a catch basin for this drip line because it puts out the most water. Moving down the line will be pretty easy. Add in our third downspout here, and we're just going to be running the 4-inch line this whole way till we get to right here. We'll be swapping to a 6-inch pipe. Reason being is we get more water up here as we go because we are adding 2 more downspouts. So we'll be running a 6-inch from there, moving forward all the way down to the street. Typically we try to make it under the sidewalk. However, we've got a lot of utilities here, so we will be ending it right here, but that water beads perfectly off down the driveway. Shouldn't cause any issues. It's going to be a fun, wet one. Today we are starting at the bottom of the drain line. Normally we always start at the top, but with how much water is in here, we're not going to be able to get all that water out unless we just dig from the lowest point first. The yard has a good natural grade as it is, and whenever we swap from the 6 to that 4, we'll also be dropping some depth as well. So we'll start here, that way the water can come down, lay the pipe, backfill, move upwards and backwards. One, we're removing the sod. They're just going to chop the width of a 6-inch drain pipe down the line. On each side, it's parallel, about a foot apart. Brandon's going to chop about every foot, take that sod off. Once that sod's removed, we'll lay down our tarp. Then we will trench the dirt out. Pick the dirt out, put it on the tarp, drop the pipe in, put the dirt back on, put the sod back on, move down the line. Pretty simple system. Oh my god, I think we found some space stuff.
Oh no!
Yep. good stuff. Never know what we're gonna find in these new Epperson builds. I'll tell you one thing we won't find though. Quality contractors. We're probably 30-40 minutes into this. Got a good run of this 6-inch dug. We're ending it at a 12-inch catch basin. Normally we do pop-ups or daylight. However, running this 6-inch line, it is not as common to be able to find a 6-inch pop-up emitter. You have to special order them. And these grates have much wider filters on top. So we're less worried about debris, grass clippings getting caught inside that system. Perfect time to turn around. You're just in the air like Mario. Joe's burying this large 12-inch catch basin. Now we always say running catch basins, we get a lot of drainage contractors that say they're going to put in the big boxes, but still run 4-inch pipe. Keep in mind these big boxes are not good for systems if they're going to run 4-inch pipe. If you have a 4-inch system and they're running 12-inch basins, those things have to be very deep, which means you're going to lose a lot of slope on your 4-inch system, and you're still going to have the same water flow because it's only a 4-inch outlet. Water's going to flow the same amount.
So what we like to do is we like to not charge you $85
per basin
to put this in.
And we'll run smaller ones, 6-inch basins. I'll show you guys that in a quick second. However, because we're running 6-inch pipe, allows us for more water flow, so we can use a larger catch basin. We get a lot of customers when we install those smaller basins running a 4-inch line, they're worried it's not going to carry enough water and they want bigger catch basins. So we got to explain that to them, that a larger basin does not mean more water flow. It is the same water flow. It's about your outlet diameter and how large a pipe you're running. But we got a big one right here for these 2 downspouts. We're not tying these in directly because he's going to have he's going to have a sidewalk come on the side of this. So we've got this basin here, that way that downspout can flow over that. We could run it underneath the sidewalk that's going to be installed, but if it ever has any kind of issues or if it ever settles improperly, we'd have to remove that sidewalk just to work on it. So this is a easier system, less maintenance, less to worry about. The basins we typically run when we are running a 4-inch system. Just go ahead and show you the difference by sticking it in a 12-inch. It's a wheel bitty, but when these have the adapters on, the outlets are the same size. So you're not going to get any better drainage, any more water flow. The only thing that this is better for if you're running a 4-inch system is if you need a bigger surface area. Say you have a channel drain and a downspout that are both putting out water and they're spaced out 6 inches and you need something a little wider than this. That's when you could use a larger basin. But save your money, guys. These catch basins work phenomenally. They're just access points for that water to get into that drain line. If you're running a 6-inch pipe, you're going to need at least a 9-inch basin or larger. We already have these 12s in our unit, so we are just going to use them for our customer today. He's getting a little upgrade for freezies, but other than that, we would have also just ran a 9. They go up 14 and so on. Those are... I think I got that. I finally got something.
No, I don't say you got that. You already go? My bad.
Right in the eyebrow. Finally, I get something exciting on camera. I've been waiting for this moment for days. By days, I mean weeks. By weeks, I mean months.
And it's just like a dirt mark?
Yeah, it just looks like somebody pooped on your eyebrow.
Wouldn't be the first time.
What?
Huh?
Gonna make your mark about halfway through the basin.
For all you wondering if we got sharper knives, I got a sharper knife.
Joe got a sharper knife. But Nash ordered 4 of them yesterday. Lime green to match the drain dudes.
Maybe I won't.
And they're the hawk bills, so
Ready?
have a little bit of curve and lime green. We won't lose them, and each guy will have one. Yep.
So, just like what we did over there, go about 6 or 7 inches up the pipe. Just come through the top of it,
It's like you're gutting a deer.
pretty much, and just pull it through so that it creates that slit. Fold everything in on itself. Take this lid off. Fold up everything.
Nice tight fit. It pops right into place.
And then you let it go and it expands back and fills up that space.
And we are putting a cap on this end, by the way, guys. Just left it open here so you can see it for video purposes. We'll test it in a second. I mean after lunch when we're completely done with the whole job. If you're actually like really curious about the numbers behind it, you can go on NDS. They actually have a calculator for how much water is coming off of your roof line and what pipe you should be using. Also dependent upon the rainfall you get in your location per year. So I might put that in the link below if I can remember to. Going ahead and backfilling now. Pretty simple. We're just going to put the dirt on top, compact that dirt with your body weight. Make sure it's in all those crevices on the side, and then we'll take that sod and drop that back on top. This is the back of the house. The job we are doing, I don't know how their home quality is, but their grading is absolutely garbage. Basically, if you move into a new house in the Epperson area, Murata, you get a free swimming pool with your house right in the backyard. We're moving this mulch against the foundation, and you can just see it's water standing against the foundation.
That's bad.
All right, it is 10:30. Been about, I don't know, I think 30 minutes or an hour since I last looked at the clock. Basically laying out where all these basins and Ys and joints are going to be going. Moving forward. Real squishy back here. Tristan's working on removing all this, attempting to remove all this sod in here.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Clearly it ain't working out too great with how much water there is, which is why we did that lower half first, because once we get a bit trenched out, all that water will hopefully drain downhill and give us the ability to trench and work. Just backfilled and downhill with good slope. Any water that's up can let fill our pipe. Wasn't a whole lot of sod to save back here, but we are gonna make do with what we got, right? And it's about lunchtime. We'll end it here at this basin, that Y. Hopefully the sun can kind of dry out some of this muddy mess.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Not too bad for how terribly mushy it was. Yep, folks, this is why it's important to always tie in your drip line if you're doing a drainage system. You can see this is the wettest part of the yard. It's the only part too, there's not a downspout, but what there is this drip line, which is constantly pouring water out. It'll take a couple days, if not a week or two, to dry out before we really see how well this system works. I know you think it should get it dry immediately, but remember, this is a yard drain with solid pipe. We're not getting any subsurface water, which is when we're digging up right now. That water fills the trench and technically would become subsurface water, but it's a lot of clay, a lot of dense soil, so we're trying to get that water caught on the surface. You can see it's all pooling on the surface on the yard. So as soon as that soil dries out, this yard should be real dry. Next time it rains, should get into all these catch basins, down the downspouts, directly into the drain. and it should harden up pretty quickly if we can get a few dry days. Boys back here are connecting that last downspout. That downspouts tied in directly with the downspout adapter. It's just a 4-inch adapter that goes directly into the pipe and then connects to the system here. And the reason we use Y's is for water flow. It's a lot easier for that water to merge into the existing traffic. If we use T, it just runs directly into, causes a traffic jam, and then you're late to work. And we don't want that, because then you're going to be in a bad mood, then you're going to yell at people, you're going to not perform well at work, you're not going to get a raise, you're not going to be able to afford a boat, you're going to be unhappy, and you'll pretty much be depressed the rest of your life. So use Y's that way.
Like you're speaking of a very personal experience.
If anybody wants a new co-owner, Joe's up for sale. I'll pay you to take him. Oh, it's this way. It's embarrassing. Love you, Joe. Working at the car wash. All right.
Yeah, see what actually makes it.
We are all cleaned up. I say cleaned up, as clean as we can get here. Washed down the fences, washed the sides of the house. Clearly, there's still water in here because we installed a solid line system, so we're not going to be absorbing all of this water. Once we get a day or two, a couple days for this to dry out without some rain, which hopefully we will now. We're starting to get out of the rainy season. By the time this dries out, that dirt settles and grass gets a little bit of root to it, the system will work phenomenally. We've installed, a couple hundred already this year. I think the biggest thing that was causing issues here, well, one, not great grading. This drip line though is, it puts out a lot more. The 50 feet here definitely wasn't even a bowl. 50 feet, 20 feet here wasn't even a bowl, but with the amount of water this puts out, it was super saturated. So we've got about 6 catch basins. We like to put them in the low spots. If not the low spots, then every 10 to 15 feet. So we've got catch basins spread equidistant across this. We have that neighbor 6-inch gutter tied down into our system. Have this gutter back here tied in the very back. We've got our first basin, which we need to put a lid on top of. And this line just runs straight down all the way. Now we bury these pipes anywhere from 12 to 14 inches as best as we can, given the slope that we are allowed to get to, because we still need to carry good slope, so it gets shallower the further back it goes, obviously. This area though is quite a bit drier just from the sun today. But that's a wrap on this one. Grab a catch basin, throw it back there, and we'll close it out. Well, good timing. Camera's about to die. That's a wrap for today.
Yep, that's about it.
If you guys could kindly like and subscribe and share this video. We I think we're approaching 900 subscribers.
Getting there.
And then we got 100 more till we hit 1,000. But actually, we're just a couple views away from getting monetized, so we can bring in some pennies on the dollar from all of the late nights and the hours of editing these videos of us working for hours in the sunlight digging.
Yeah, Tristan.
See you guys in the next one.